Down though?
4 and 5. What?
Down though, shouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I could be counting down. That's right. I should, but
It's okay.
that's just me.
It's fine.
I'll play this live intro stuff. Yeah,
Go
that'll
for it.
do.
I want to say, Daryl, you actually hit it spot on. I think with the timing of the music and
Almost,
stuff. Yeah,
almost.
I mean it was really close.
We need yeah, we need some way to true that up a bit better. Hello everyone. It's been a couple of weeks at least since we've
At
done a
least.
live stream, a live sorting session. You know how this works. For those of you who are watching live, we go through the message center. We take a quick look at some of the stuff that we think would be great for covering on the show. We look at
Mm-hmm.
about 6 to 7 messages,
Mm-hmm.
which really pads out to about 30 minutes worth of content. We're looking for your input in terms of what we cover. We've got our picks, but maybe you've got yours.
Mm,
Um, Looking forward to hearing from you. Good.
absolutely. So we've gone through a couple real
Yeah.
quick, and then maybe if other people join, we just went live. So, people join and see if someone else has just joined. So we just, we wait for a little bit, but
Yeah.
um, it has been my fault. I'll just admit it. The last couple times we haven't gone live because, frankly, I haven't been here so it's my fault. It's all my fault. Blame me. If you'd like to complain, send a letter to info.
Letter. A letter?
A letter, an email letter. I'm not saying actually, write, but
No.
send a letter to info at 365mcs.com and that'll get to us.
It
I mean,
will.
it will,
It will.
but we will read it and it'll be an exciting time.
We have people in our mail room that open up the bags and they, little special 365 message center show letter opener, and you get the letter out. They scan the results, rather the 2 or 3 pages that you send
Mm-hmm.
of complaints.
You think it's going to be
Uh,
only 2 or 3 pages? That's
well,
interesting.
some people send multiple letters for every infraction, so that's where it
Right.
goes. Oh, right. So we have our picks,
Mm-hmm.
and there might be
Indeed.
some things that you might think probably should be on our list. We did find, wasn't there a number of them that were
Updated.
previously published? They're
Mm-hmm.
updated,
Yeah.
stretching back months to
Long
say updated
time.
timeline, and they're like, huh?
Yeah, there's some that I saw that were the original timeline was like July, and then oh, never mind, we mean November. So yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
but
what
none of you
happens.
are asking, so
Yeah, no, well, yeah, nobody said anything, so no. So anyway, there was quite a few updated just today or yesterday, so definitely
Mhm.
check those out. Okay, let's just jump
This
into it.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, this one. So Outlook. Uh, this puzzled me when I first looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to drag and drop stuff between new Outlook for Windows
Mm-hmm.
and Outlook on the web, and I was like, what? When would you even do that? Because if you're in the client, don't you just drag things around between folders or while you're there? But where would this come up, Daniel? When do you think?
I think this is something where you would want to maybe do this. You're doing it between accounts,
Mm.
and you had mentioned things like maybe you're in the Outlook, maybe Outlook for Windows is your jam, and you want to open up someone else's inbox. Maybe you're the
Hmm.
admin, whatever. Then maybe opening that up in the web. version and then be able to drag and drop. And this is actually drag and drop, which is nice, but also, control C and V. And I mean,
Hmm.
so you could do some filtering and saying moving all of these types of messages here, you know, especially if you're one of those inbox zero fakers. I mean, workers out there. It's
Is there
fake, man. When you're doing inbox zero, it's kind of fake, isn't it? Because all you're
I
doing
don't
is
know.
you're just pushing stuff around. It's
Yeah,
like,
let me.
well, but or you could just stay organized in one place. That's what I'm saying.
It goes back to that um, concept of workers making sure that you process messages.
Hmm.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway,
should we cover this? What do you think, Daryl? For those,
to me, it feels really, really niche.
yeah,
Like it is covering something, some function that when you move into new Outlook, it does help. And I
mm-hmm.
think that it is down to when you open up an existing mailbox, it
Mm-hmm.
does open in Outlook on the web. But yeah, really, really niche.
And
As in,
there's a question for me too. Can you do it between tenants?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so either. But
No.
um, what would be preventing you from doing that? Like what technology?
Well, it's
Um,
it's it's more than a text drag and drop or a
right.
control C, control V. I think it's the actual message object.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
as long as you have permission, then you'll be able to do it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know. Be interesting. Okay. I think I agree. I don't think. I know I agree with you. That it is it's probably, it's a niche kind of
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Okay. Let's unstar that unceremoniously. The Viva Engage additional permissions added for the corporate communicator role. So there is a role for Engage.
Mm-hmm.
Corporate communicators can do various things in the Engage experience, um, as I guess almost like network admins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so they'll be able to mark a community, public or private, as official.
Mm-hmm.
And what does official communities do again?
Official communities have they get a little symbol saying
Mm.
they're official. I think this is where organizations would be able to, and this is what they do, of saying, um, this is something that we condone and are monitoring and use as official, way of communicating.
Mm.
Um, and so, it's kind of that, is this legit? Do we trust the content that's in this
Yeah.
community? If it's marked as official, you should, because again, I think the governance around that is, if it's marked as official, you have a custodian, you have, this is where official communication happens. So that's what, if you think about what this role of corporate communicator role is, it really is that, as the person who is trusted to send out communication. And when
Mm.
they say something, it's probably been vetted and, and thought about. Anyway, and so when they say something, that's what the way it is. And for them, so this is another way for them to do that, is to mark a
Mm.
community. Instead of an admin doing it, they can do it and manage their own domain of communications.
Mm.
That's the way I
Mm.
look at it.
All right. And then the muting for public or private communities in a home feed. That's when, as a communicator, there might be a community that you don't want to appear the content there. So
Mm.
you still want people to be members of the community and enjoy being members and communicate there. You just don't want it in the full feed for everyone to see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a few use cases that we could probably talk about. While this looks like a really simple message, it could make for some interesting discussion on the show. I would say.
It could. I agree with you, and I would like to maybe suggest that we put this as a maybe.
Yeah.
Are you okay
So
with?
let's look to the live chat and see if there's. Maybe we're doing this a bit late today.
Well, we do have to remember our friends in the U.S. are on break, Thanksgiving
Yep.
break. Um,
Yep.
so I decided to spend some of my Thanksgiving break with you
Oh,
and with our
thanks,
people,
buddy.
with our
All
peeps.
right.
So
Yep. Fair call. Yeah, let's add this to the list.
okay,
Next, Copilot. Easier way to for users to delete their Copilot activity history in their Microsoft account. I mean that's quite a title, a little confusing.
hmm
But this feature, so this is when if I'm using Copilot and there's I've done some queries, I've done some rather prompts.
hmm
There's a little bit of that shows in my history down the chat history, which I could go back to and I could use.
hmm
Um, Sometimes there might be something in there that I wouldn't really want people to see, like if I'm demonstrating things on screen or whatever. So I'm able to delete that history. Well, I think I can now. I can go to that Copilot item and just use the dots menu and say delete, right?
Yep, you can.
What does this do?
This does it in mass. So
Everything?
yeah. So if you
Wow.
go to my account,
Mm.
and I'm doing it right now. If you go to my account and then go to
What's a My 365 profile?
settings and privacy, uh,
Or do I have to
no,
be in
it's the
Copilot?
view account.
Okay.
Yep. And then I think it's on privacy. Yep. Then there's a Copilot activity history. So you're right in describing what this does. It deletes history.
Mm-hmm.
The what it doesn't do, this announcement, what it doesn't do is change this procedure at all. It's giving a shortcut to this. So this is allowing you to delete all history from Copilot activity history. And it gives you a warning saying it may take some time before it's all deleted, but the history will be cleared the next time you open the app.
Right.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
so things like asking Copilot to rewrite a paragraph and all that. This is not just BizChat. This is every Excel forms loop, OneNote, all the way down to BizChat.
Yeah, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Why you would want to do this? I mean, maybe this is a cleanup kind of thing. Maybe you just don't want stuff there. I don't know, because it's not. Maybe it's the same reason those inbox zero people like to move their email around. I don't know.
They just don't want any memory of any prompts.
I
So
guess
give me a fresh start. Maybe
because
maybe they got into an argument with Copilot and they
right,
say, hey, let's
clean
start
slate,
again. We got off
clean
on the
slate,
wrong foot.
clean slate, Copilot. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Let's try
Yep.
over. Because it's not really. This is one of those. Yeah, you're removing it, but you're not. It's not like it's a. Oh, I asked something wrong.
Mm.
Naughty. Whether that's a naughty because I'm not supposed to know that about my company. And I just, I asked about layoffs is kind of the big, it's one of those topics that we all kind of understand, but
Mm.
maybe I heard something about it. And so I went and asked Copilot and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, right. Cause I don't have access to any of that stuff. I need to clear my history,
Yeah.
but it's not you're not removing it to the point of hiding it from everybody, right? There's still compliance controls in place that retain this information. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not I'm getting rid of the evidence, permanently kind of thing. I think it's more of a I want to be private and clear out my stuff, I guess.
Mm, mm. A maybe. I mean, again, it's quite niche.
Yeah, it's a maybe. I'll put a
Mm.
maybe in there.
Pop maybe on.
Yep.
Okay, promotional access to agents in SharePoint. Promotional, as in allowing people to use it during the
Yeah, this
promotional
this was
trial period.
this was announced at Ignite. If you have 50 M365 Copilot licenses in your organization,
Hmm.
then you automatically get, for the entire organization, additional queries that as part of SharePoint agents at no charge. So it's 10,000 additional queries. So what this means is you can start creating those agents for your users in SharePoint, and they can create their own and start using it until June 30th. So it's going to start January 6th and go until June 30th.
What happens when they hit the 10,000 mark, I wonder? Does it just not work, or do they start getting charged?
I do not think you're going to get charged because I don't think there's any, you're not signing up for anything. It just works,
Hmm.
right? It's not, you're not having to sign up for a, a trial, of any sort. Um, it just is.
Oh, there it is. Once the maximum number of queries is reached, users will be notified that the service is temporarily unavailable
Yeah.
and to try next month.
Next month. So, yeah. I mean, I feel like this is for, this doesn't seem like it's for those ginormous enterprise customers. This is for SMB, really to kind of get their feet wet and to understand what it is, and those organizations that have a couple thousand people, right? I
Yeah.
think this was definitely targeted toward them.
Yeah, like if the threshold is 50 licenses, that's kind of what they're aiming at.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 10,000 would disappear in a few days in large orgs,
Yeah. Yeah, it would be gone. And
especially
people,
as you promote it and then, hey,
right.
this is this
No,
new
people
feature,
would
so
get
everyone
annoyed
goes and
with it.
try it.
Yeah, absolutely. People would get annoyed. And SharePoint's prompting them. I mean, it's not even
Mm,
like something that's hidden. It's one of those, if you click the Copilot, you're going to go, oh, what's this thing? Oh, I'm going to start going and
yep,
interacting. And,
yep.
and so it's not even a hidden thing. If it was more of a, I can create them and then publish them and nobody else can create them, that would be interesting because, then you could control it of
Mm,
how many, not control it ultimately, but at least you could say maybe we only have two, defined agents on our intranet or whatever. Then that makes sense to that you won't hit that 10,000 level with maybe a
yeah.
bigger, larger org. But yeah. Anyway,
Hmm. Well, it's important to cover this one. Let's add that to the list.
okay,
Let's do that.
will do. And maybe we should mark them this time of what they are. I think this is probably a standard. Last time, remember, we did the show and then realized afterwards that all of our messages were standard. We had no quick ones, and the show went a little long, just
A
a
little
little
long.
bit, just a little bit,
Yeah.
just a
Oh,
little
that
bit.
one, that one there. Okay. Business chat. Okay, so admin center business chat usage in the M365 Copilot usage reports. Business chat usage. Updated to show the total usage of business chat, split usage of BizChat for work and BizChat for web. I guess that's important.
Yeah, and I think this is also setting them up for splitting it out for when other things come along
Right.
to be able to report. So you look at that first screenshot and it has, BizChat, has BizChat for web, which is the free version, right?
Mm.
That's Microsoft Copilot. That's you're in there. You've checked the web, and you're having conversations with Copilot. It's not using your organizational data,
Mm.
and then it's got segregated out the biz chat for work, which is the opposite of that. Um,
Yep.
so, and then
Yes, yeah, I think that's probably accurate in terms of most people would be using web,
yeah,
trying that out versus those fewer licensed people.
yeah,
Okay.
for now.
For
I mean,
now.
Microsoft wants everyone to have it. So,
Yeah, making it possible.
the
Tempting them.
report. I mean, the report's
Mm.
nice. So they're breaking it out, giving a little bit more information. As far as Edge is that um, biz chat, you know,
Mm.
um, experience, and then M365 app is inside app, like Teams.
And they're equal. How about that?
Yep.
In this example.
In this example,
Yeah.
should we cover this?
Uh, it's a maybe from me.
Mm-hmm.
It it's good to see that we have that level of analytics, but many of us would probably want deeper than that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, remember this is a adoption report, so
yeah.
it's. I mean, it's a usage report, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
adoption. It's helping to make the decision of are is our people actually doing it and using it.
Mm.
So
Mm.
okay,
Okay. Next up,
yep,
Power Platform tenant isolation.
indeed. So this is a security. It says it right there in the first sentence, but um, basically, this is saying it's going to block any sort of connection into your tenant, your from another tenant.
Mm.
So not allowing someone who has credentials even from another, say I'm going to connect to this data source over here in this other tenant and grab information or, read information or even put information.
Mm.
Um, now, are there possibly some reasons why you would want to do that? Maybe. Um, but this is happening, um, by default. I think most organizations don't do that, and it's only small percentages that may want to do something like that with, maybe you're moving data with a subsidiary, right? That has a different tenant. Maybe you're moving data with a business partner, that kind of stuff. Um, so
Do you want to cover it?
Um, I don't know. We haven't talked about anything Power Platform in a long time, like in general Power
Mm.
Platform stuff in a long time. But I don't know. What do you think?
Secure by default. I mean, if we're talking about it, it's helping to raise the importance of that initiative.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I mean, I'd want to have control over whether people are connecting Power Platform environments and data, and I would have actually thought that was in place already by
Well, and it's
default.
sure, but I mean, if you think about it, um, in the Power Platform, you could create an app that, I mean, if you're being nefarious, you could create an app in your tenant, create another tenant that's just you, create
Yep.
an app in your company's tenant, have people filling information, and then the workflow that you put behind it, it does what it's supposed to do, but in the middle, at some point, it sends the information over to your tenant that you created
Mm.
on the side. So you're pilfering off
Yeah.
data, in the processing. And so this is admins can just shut it down, can just be like, nope, we're not doing that. You can have an allow list, but it's just kind of preventing you from setting up automatic type of things, being connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a maybe, a quick maybe, if we were going to talk about it. So I say we put
Okay.
it up there as a quick maybe.
A quick maybe.
Yep.
Viva Connections default experience for home site customers. We will be automatically setting your home site as the default experience. I mean, I would like to talk about this, not necessarily standard, but just to talk about the history of this journey. To say we finally
Yep.
got to that point where Microsoft are like, nah, you're using the home app. Sorry, we gave you the initial option to put Viva Connections as a thing on your home site,
Yep.
your SharePoint home site, and now, hey, this is the only thing that you're going to be using because they removed the web part, haven't they, or disabled it?
The web part. What do you mean?
The Viva Connections feed web part.
Right. Yes.
That's on its way out, if not already.
Yep. Yeah. This is the scenario is you haven't set up Viva Connections. So you haven't done anything with Viva Connections. So if you haven't done that, they're going to turn it on for you. And they're going to say, we're turning this on, and this is going to be on by default. And so if you don't like it, then you're going to have to turn it off, which, if they wanted it on, they probably would have turned it on already. But Microsoft's saying, no, you've forgotten about Viva Connections and we want you to use it. So we're going to turn it on for you. So if you've already done Viva Connections and you set up Viva Connections with your SharePoint intranet, right? You've already set it up, whatever, they're not doing anything. It's just if you haven't set it up at all, they're going to turn up Viva Connections with the default home experience, which is the one that you don't have to curate, right? There's some things you can edit, but this is the one that is by default just the summarizing of your stuff. So, I think, yeah, I don't like things being forced upon. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. It doesn't mean I like it. But they're forcing you to use Viva Connections. And it's not I don't think they're going to pin it on you.
Well,
They're
they
not going
could
to
do
pin
that, surely.
pin it to your team. It's just that it's going to be available for your users to go get the app and see Viva Connection and click on it. Right?
Yep. And that it won't be displaying your SharePoint site, it'll be displaying the Viva Connections app.
Right.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about that on the show.
Okay.
There's one more, is there?
Yep. I had one more. Did you have any more?
No,
Okay.
no. Apart from all of those updated ones.
Right.
So Outlook notifications will be batched in the notifications pane. Batched. Coming soon. Batched. What does this preview look like? That's a batched notifications. So notifications are interesting to me. That the most common ones I see in there are when someone likes or thumbs a message. I do see a few here and there of when people mention me in a loop, but apart from that, yeah, okay. So
When people reply in your comments in Word.
yeah, in the comments section. That's probably going to be interesting to show that thread, but it's like we're grabbing a place where conversations can happen about the content you're working on and exposing it, making it more visible.
Yeah, but I think this seems like to me that they're doing this roll up bit. Now, this is expanded already.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, I think they're doing this roll up bit because that can get really noisy. If you're doing a lot of collaboration and you're maybe somebody who's in documents making comments a lot, you're
Mm.
creating, you can think about, those, and it's often the case that there's certain people who make a lot of content in an organization, right? And then
Mm.
there's others that don't. But those that do and then are making comments and they're interacting with people, this could get really noisy,
Yeah.
and you could lose some really important notification
Mm.
because it got really noisy. And this way, it rolls it up. You can tell if it's an important document or not because it's in the roll up. That's the name of
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Okay, I get this. Yeah. I don't know. It's like we've got yet another place to look at notifications. There's
I
like,
agree.
wow.
And it feels like they're competing.
Yeah.
It feels like, every time Teams comes out and says, "Oh, we're adding yet another thing to the Teams notifications,"
Yeah.
and then now, we have Outlook. And we have this conversation not just around notifications, but also publishing in feeds, like
Mm.
when a document's updated or a news post, whatever. It just feels, you're right. It's all of these groups are trying to meet you where you are, where you're working, to give you the
Mm.
notification, but they're all over the place. They're in Teams, they're in Outlook, they're in OneDrive. Because this notification sample here is going to be in OneDrive as well. I'm pretty sure when people answer your comments. But
Oh yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so you're exactly right. It's where do I go look? What is the spot where I look to, you know?
Because you will get an email notification about
Yeah,
that like or those comments as well.
yeah,
So not only is it rolled up here in notifications, but it'll be like a stack of messages
yeah,
in your actual inbox.
yeah.
So yeah, let's save that for the show.
Okay.
We can keep that one in. Yeah. How are we
Uh,
doing for
well,
messages?
I think we're doing okay. Let me ask you a question though. I put a
Mm,
poll out on X, formerly Twitter,
okay.
and I asked, "You're on an 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
Do you choose the aisle seat or the window seat?"
8 hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
Is it overnight or during the day?
Over the night. So you're going east. You
Mm.
leave in the early evening, and you're going to arrive in the early morning after in your location early morning.
Um, I would go window. Yeah.
Um, so there's this thinking of, and my poll had 38 votes, it looks like, and 60.5% disagree and say aisle seat. And I know
Oh, okay.
why. I know
Yeah.
why. And I read all the articles. They say because you have clear line to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
you have access to the overheads if you want, you can get up and walk around if you want to, without bothering somebody. And you, one even said you can get more connected with the flight attendants on a personal level so that they'll give you more stuff and be more attentive to you. That's what it
Okay.
said.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get that.
You got any spare ice cream? I saw there was
Right,
some
right,
left
right.
over, so
Any spare champagne back there that the
spare.
first class people got that I
They
didn't?
didn't, yeah, they turned it
Um,
down. You got one per seat and only a few people took it, so
right.
there's leftovers, right? Mm.
So, and then of course, in the window, it's you can sleep, you can get cozy, and you don't have to get up for anybody who needs to go to the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, whatever. But the con is you have to ask someone to get up to go to the bathroom. Um, yeah. So the reason I asked is because I am flying to Europe,
Yep.
and I'm in the plane configuration. There, it's a two-seater on one on the sides with
Oh, right.
people in the middle. So it's
That's not too
two-seater.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's do I and so I think I'm a window seater in this scenario. What
Mm,
overnight, whatever. Because yeah, I have to ask, but I only have to ask one person. And if
yeah.
I can hopefully be attentive enough and they go to the bathroom, then I can go with them. I mean, not with them.
I
You know what
know,
I
no.
mean? At the same time,
Yeah. That's a
or
whole other thing. Um,
that'll get you on a no-fly list. No,
yeah,
no,
that's
we're
right.
not doing that.
I think the number of travel that I've done now, I know kind of what my cycles, I guess you
Yeah,
could say, that
yeah,
I'll manage my fluid levels so that I
yeah,
don't need to go multiple times during
yeah.
the flight overnight.
I mean, it's 8 hours though. It's a
Yeah, but if you have like, let's say you get all fluid up before you
fluid
get on
up.
the plane, so you have
Right.
like, a reasonable amount, but not too much
Yeah,
water.
yeah,
You go on your flight, you have a nice drink with your meal,
yeah.
and that's fine. You're not going to get dehydrated because you're good.
Hydrated. Yeah.
Yep, you're hydrated, and you can comfortably maybe have a nap. Now that you've got the side of the plane, you've got more surface to put your pillow, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think that having two seats on the side aisles is an advantage. Like learning this the hard way, I still remember a few times where I had to American Ninja over two other people just to get to the American, the confidence
I do.
course.
I
That
do.
kind of
Yep.
So you're
Yep.
like that you don't want to sit in people's lap and
Okay. Right. I hear you.
no, I was just going to the bathroom. Yeah, but
Yeah.
not here,
Uh-huh.
sir.
Sure. I
Yeah.
woke up when this guy was in my lap. Um,
Mm,
that's a likely story. I kind of agree. I think that's the way I'm going to go. But we'll see. I think
all right.
that's I was aisle and then I switched it to window. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out for me. I don't know.
So it's the live Mr. Sorting show and also the live sorting out Daniel's travel
Right.
choices show.
That's right.
Very good.
Okay. Back to it.
We're good. Yeah. So
Um, so
we
we have seven on
could
here with three maybes.
we could
Or
drop a
four maybe.
maybe.
Four maybes. We have a quick maybe and then three regular maybes. Um, and those others, some of those may be quick maybes too. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think we could drop just my initial. I think we could drop the admin center biz chat usage report.
Yeah.
I, it just feels like
Yep.
that's one we could probably easily drop. And I'm
Yes.
okay dropping others too. I'm just saying I think that's one we could easily drop.
Oh no, I think what we've got's fine. There's 6 messages and one of them is actually super quick. The Power Platform one's really quick.
Yeah, I think yeah. Even this Copilot one is probably a quicker one, but
Hmm.
so I'm going to change it to quick. And
Okay.
then this one you wanted to talk a little bit about, right? Like it could turn into a standard message, possibly. The
Yeah.
Viva Engage one.
Yeah. Let's let's standardize that one.
We
We're
both
good.
moved it to standard.
We
That was
did.
yeah.
It was synchronized standardizing.
Mm.
Daryl, that's my name.
Ooh.
That's my name.
Who? Who are you?
That guy.
And I'll put my name on
Uh,
this one. So you've already
yes.
put my name on something.
Well, I did because I don't Power Platform.
Yes, you do. You just don't know it.
I just don't know it. I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
soaking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do
Knee
this?
deep.
What easier way for Copilot to delete your activity?
Um, sure.
Okay. And I'll do the Outlook notification batches so you can cover off SharePoint agents.
No,
No?
no, that's yours as well.
Is it really?
I have three already.
Oh, okay. Fine. You're right.
Unless you want to trade. Maybe do we need to enter the draft?
Do you want to trade?
Like we can do a trade.
Let's paper, scissors, rock this. Or Rochambeau is what
Let's
you
do
say.
what? Paper, scissors, rock.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Well, that's what you do.
I mean, okay.
Paper, scissors, rock.
Okay.
Rochambeau.
You are down under, so doing it completely the wrong way is understandable. The
It's not
opposite way.
wrong.
Well,
We're calling the object as it is. I come from the country where
Your
I live in
toilets
the
swirl
North
the
Island,
wrong way.
which is called the North Island, and the South Island, which is called the South Island, because we're really imaginative with naming our.
It's rock,
islands.
paper, scissors.
Paper,
Is the
scissors.
name of it, is it not?
Oh, I see what you mean. The order of stuff.
Yeah. It's rock, paper,
Rock,
scissors,
paper,
isn't
scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know.
I had not actually given much thought to the order of those words in naming the game. I feel educated.
Where does
now.
Rochambeau come from?
Didn't you introduce me to that name?
Yes, I'm just
Alternative
asking. I
names
don't
for
even
the
know where
game?
it came from. Maybe we need to
don't
look
know
that
either.
up
Maybe
after
it's from
we
Thailand,
close
Malaysia,
up
or
this
somewhere.
this live
let's do
show.
that.
Thank you
Let's do it.
everyone for watching, even those that watch the recording. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hit us up on the socials at 365MCS so we can chat with you. We'd love to do that. Thank you so
Or
much.
send us a letter.
Or
so
send
we
us
can
a
scan
letter.
it.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Bye bye.
Thanks everyone. One second. I need to go do something and I'll be right back. So give me about 30 seconds.